a lot of sex, a lot of violence. It was one of those animes that were not for kids. And you had to watch it in Japanese subtitles in the 1980s and 90s. And when they finally did a English dubbed version of it, around that time they made a live action movie, Fist of the North Star. And basically he's like Bruce Lee in the animated sense. You know, he basically knows this one fighting style, he knows the death touch, and this man was just whooping people's asses. He became undefeated. He was fighting police officers, FBI agents, guys in the military, mobsters, wrestlers. You name it, he would fight everyone and he would beat everyone. And he became champion, and then they made the Fifth of the North Star animated series. And a lot of people compare him to Ken or Ryu from Street Fighter because why? Both characters are similar to each other. So this anime is what actually kicked off all the animes you watch today, like Bleach, One Piece, Naruto. If it weren't for Fist of North Star, you probably would have never got any of these animes. Coming in at number 4 is Dante from Devil May Cry. You get a guy with a badass sword, a guy that has a red jacket, blonde hair, and has two twin guns that never run out of bullets, and drives motorcycles, and basically fights supernatural infestation. Now, we all know that what makes Dante a badass is that Dante basically had his mom murdered, his brother kidnapped, and 10 years later he comes back and he's got all these supernatural powers. He's got superhuman strength, superhuman speed, stamina, durability, a healing factor. The guy can transform from a human to half human, half demon hybrid, and then he gets his father's sword that has access to magic powers. And basically, he fights supernatural creatures, vampires, werewolves, witches, demons, and he has the magic to teleport, time travel, and basically, if you look at the video games, it was badass. It was like, instead of making Resident Evil into a movie, Devil May Cry should have been made into a live action movie. And the fact that he had a catchphrase when he talked shit, it was like, he had a badass sword, a red ass jacket, he drives motorcycles, he got guns that don't run out of bullets, he gets supernatural powers with magic, and he says, "Let's rock, baby," and he's cocky as hell. And he gets 5 video games, he gets a comic book, and then Funimation made an anime. I was happy when Funimation made Devil May Cry, because even in that anime, you see how badass Dante is. And I'm willing to say that he's so badass that there are a lot of people at cosplay and at the anime convention that dresses up as Dante. There's Blade, and then there's Dante. Coming in at number 3 is Vegeta. Now, Vegeta is one of my favorite badass characters. Now, when you hear the name badass, he is the living, breathing embodiment of what an anime character that's badass. He's short, he's strong, he's ripped, he's lean. He can turn Super Saiyan, he can turn Super Saiyan 2, he can go Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, and his newest transformation, Ascended Super Saiyan Blue. And basically that's where the idea came from. What if he took Super Saiyan 2 or his Ascended transformation in his Super Saiyan Blue form? And that's where Vegeta outshines Goku. Like, Goku's at number 7, but Vegeta's much more higher on the list than Goku. Because we always give Goku the respect for being the main character who goes to all the transformations, but Vegeta got to get some respect. Vegeta got to get some shine. You know, Vegeta is more of a badass than Goku is at Super Saiyan 1 and 2. To me, when Goku goes Super Saiyan 3, that's when Goku really became the ultimate badass. But Vegeta was badass in all his Super Saiyan transformations. And I have a t-shirt of Vegeta going Ultra Instinct. My dad went to Mexico like last year or 2 years ago and went into some souvenir store and they were selling some Dragon Ball Super merchandise, and my dad got a t-shirt of Ultra Instinct Vegeta. Like, what if Vegeta went Ultra Instinct? And a lot of people looked at me and said, "Dude, that's a badass t-shirt. Dude, you need to make a video about Vegeta being a badass." And I said, give it enough time, I'll make the video. And guess what? I like his theme song. The theme song called Hell Bells, where you hear the theme song, and you know when you hear that theme song, you about to get your ass whooped. It don't matter if Vegeta goes Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Ascended Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. You hear that theme song in any of those transformations, you about to get your ass whooped. When Vegeta fought Android 19 and gave a motivational speech, does an android ever experience fear? I'm like, oh shit. And when Vegeta went Super Saiyan, that was like one of the most badass moments in the series because he struggled with the fact that Goku and his son Future Trunks became Super Saiyans before him. And it's like, I'm the prince, damn it. I should have went Super Saiyan before any of y'all. And then the second greatest badass moment is when he fought Cell. Not just in his semi form, but in his perfect form, he was able to match strength, speed, and power with perfect Cell. And then the third greatest badass moment in Dragon Ball Z history is when he fought Bills and did what Goku could not do. Vegeta was able to put them hands on Bills' God of Destruction. And that fight showed why Super Saiyan 2 is better than Super Saiyan 3, clearly. I know some Dragon Ball Z fans are going to say, this guy knows his Dragon Ball Z. So that's why Vegeta is a badass. Coming in at number 2 is Yusuke Urameshi from Goshu Hakusho. Now, for those that just love martial arts, if you love Dragon Ball Z, this anime's for you. Now, the idea that you could be a 16-year-old kid, mouth punk, who talks shit back to his high school teacher. Like, when you was in high school, we all talk back to the principal. We all talk shit back to the person. And we got suspended. We got sent to the office. We got sent to detention. And for him to get into an argument with his girlfriend, get hit by a car, come back from the dead, and get spirit powers and fight supernatural creatures like vampires, werewolves, demons, witches, warlocks, and to get his powers and then get trained in martial arts. It was like, again, they took the idea of Spider-Man and Dragon Ball Z Goku and said, what if this is Goku but not Super Saiyan? And they came up with Goshu Hakusho. You take Spider-Man and you take Goku, and what do you get? You get Goshu Hakusho. It's a 16-year-old kid that reminds you of Spider-Man that has powers. He can't tell anybody in high school. He can't tell his girlfriend that he has these badass powers, and he fights these badass supernatural monsters, and he participates in martial arts tournaments. That's what makes him Goku. The fact that he has the powers, he does martial arts, he talks shit. You know, he don't care if you're bigger, stronger, and faster. He finds some way to kick your ass. And I see some of myself when I was young. I see some of myself in Yusuke Urameshi because I used to talk shit in high school, and it was like, all right, Alex, we're taking you to the principal. Take my ass to the principal. And when I watched the anime, it reminded me of how I used to always get in trouble in high school. I got into a fight, somebody gave me a black eye. I watched Korobara. I went to high school with somebody just like Korobara. And it kind of reminds you of life situations. That's why I love the anime. And the fact that what makes it different from Dragon Ball Z is that Dragon Ball Z is all about good and evil and superpowers and martial arts. This kind of takes real situations, like if you had these kind of powers, how would you coexist in the real world? That's what I love about the show. And then when he gets his ultimate badass transformation, the Amazakul, half human, half demon, long hair, you can tell whoever drew the inspiration for this transformation, clearly they got the idea from Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's what made this a badass transformation. The fact that he fought a guy with seven split personalities, and the fact that he had powers that could compete with someone like Goku, without question, this is why he's on the list. Now for the number one badass character in anime of all times. It is a character that people wanted to see in the movies, animated series. He's worldwide famous and acclaimed. No, it's not a Bardock. It is Future Trunks. Not Trunks, Future Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. He is the number one badass hero anime character of all times. Why? Because he has a badass leather jacket, a badass samurai sword, he has the ability to time travel to the past, present, and future, and of course he is the son of Bulma and Vegeta, and what else? He's Super Saiyan. Now, in Dragon Ball Z, we had characters that were predictable. You had Piccolo, you had Gohan, Goku, Vegeta, you had Frieza. But when we got the introduction of Trunks, nobody never seen a Super Saiyan wear a leather jacket. Nobody saw a guy who did martial arts with the samurai sword. The way he came in, that scene in Dragon Ball Z where he stands there, you see the boots, you see the pants, the leather jacket, the logo that said Capsule Corp, the samurai sword, the theme song, and the way he just said, "Oh, you must be Frieza." And the way he took on two villains with no help was like, what? Holy shit. Since when a Super Saiyan can take on two people by themselves? Like, Goku fought Frieza, it was a one-on-one fight. But when Trunks did it, it was like, oh shit, what they'd have done on Dragon. And to me, this stands out as the number one moment of being a badass because every time you go anywhere to the anime convention, Comic Con, there are guys that got Trunks' haircut. There are guys wearing the leather jacket, the badass samurai sword, and they think they're Trunks. Hell, when I was a kid and a teenager, I used to think I was Trunks because the way he could do that, and then he had time travel abilities, it's like shit. No other character in Dragon Ball Z had the ability to time travel, had a leather jacket. Like, it made him different from Vegeta and Goku. And to this day, you think of his badass transformation to bring him back in Dragon Ball Super. And yeah, they kind of downplayed the character in Super, but in Dragon Ball Z, this was the best version of a badass future Trunks. And the way that he would quote you, know your enemy, it was like this guy was giving you a warning before he whooped your ass. And that's what makes him number one on this list. Now, some of your favorite anime characters are on this list. Some of them are not on this list. If this video gets well received, I will come back with a part 2 and a part 3. This was just for the joy of fun entertainment. Please don't take the video literally. It's just for fun. Until next time, peace.